Many people have brushed shoulders with events that science cannot explain, and paranormal rumors abound online. However, paranormal events with official police records, investigations, and even traceable on the China Judgment's online website are extremely rare. Having heard too many stories from your friends, why not listen to Feng's diary? (2019) Feng, 19 years old, joined an educational training institution. The company sent him and 4 other colleagues on a business trip to Weihou County, Henan Province. The 3 male colleagues needed to finish some work in Shijiazhuang. Feng and Yomi went ahead to Wuxi County for preliminary coordination. Around 3 p.m., Feng and Yomi arrived in Wuxi County. Local personnel led them to a hotel. The hotel was located at a T-junction and was a 7-story building. The surrounding area was under construction, and the place was deserted and unusually quiet. Before checking in, Yomi, recalling some rumors she had heard, explicitly stated that she didn't want to be assigned to the last room at the end of the corridor. However, things didn't go as planned. Feng was assigned a room at the end of the 3rd floor, while Yomi was assigned one at the end of the 4th floor. Yomi immediately wanted to change rooms, but both were starving and needed to coordinate with local work first, so they decided to postpone it. The room change was scheduled 10 p.m. After finishing work, Feng went upstairs to get Yumi's luggage. Pushing open Yumi's door, a pale blue light shone through the window, enveloping the room at the same time. A sudden chill ran down Feng's spine. He didn't dare linger, quickly turned on the light, grabbed his luggage and left. The 2 changed Yumi's room to the middle of the 3rd floor. After saying goodnight, they went to their respective rooms to rest. At 3 a.m., Feng was awakened from his sleep. He heard a clear tapping sound coming from outside the window, sometimes slow, 3 long taps followed by 2 short ones, sometimes rapid and chaotic. He cursed under his breath, turned on the light and went to the bathroom. When he returned, wanting to open the window to see what was going on, the sound had vanished. Everything was normal during the day. 3 other male colleagues, including project manager Lao Kai, had arrived from Shijiazhuang and checked into a triple room on the 5th floor of the hotel. Back at the hotel that evening, Lao Kai called the Feng and Yomi to their room on the 5th floor for a short meeting. Yomi arrived a little late and immediately said that something felt off about the place, suggesting they change hotels. She explained that when she went downstairs to buy cigarettes, she found the entire building dark, except for their room, which had a light on. Lao Kai agreed, admitting he felt uneasy after entering the room, but considering it was accommodation arranged by the partner company, requesting a change so soon would be impolite, so he decided to find a suitable reason to change the next day. The suggestion was unanimously approved. The meeting continued, but not long after, a burst of children's laughter suddenly echoed down the corridor. It lasted only a few seconds. The laughter was sharp and ethereal, sending chills down Feng's spine. He immediately declared that he absolutely refused to go back to sleep on the 3rd floor and would have to squeeze in with Lao Kai and the others. Feng called a male colleague, and together they carried his luggage up to the 5th floor. After settling in, Feng went to the restroom. Less than 3 minutes later, he heard Lao Kai calling his name, anxiously outside, urging him to come out quickly and pack his things to change hotels. Under Feng's questioning, he learned that Lao Kai had just seen Yumi's reflection on the television, so they moved to a brightly lit hotel in the center of the county, booking 3 rooms, a standard room for Feng and Lao Kai, a double room for Yomi, and a standard room shared by the two colleagues. Yomi had a fever since her work. Hefeng gave her medication and told her to rest in her hotel room. Yomi still had a fever. After speaking with her boss on the phone, Hefeng took her to the hospital. The doctor gave her an injection to reduce the fever. In the afternoon, Yomi claimed to feel much better. Lao Kai then suggested that she take a bus back to Changzhou to recuperate, and the remaining work would be handled by the four of them, but Yomi vehemently disagreed. Her reaction was unusually strong, as if something was forcing her to stay. This puzzled everyone. Yumi's behavior began to become strange. She claimed her fever had subsided, but refused to go out. Her colleagues invited her to help liven up the atmosphere in the event group chat, but she replied, "I'm very busy, no time chatting with others." Lao Kai pressed her for details about what she was doing and who she was chatting with, but she remained vague. Everyone was busy with work, so they left her to go for the time being. That evening, Yomi started having a fever again. Hefeng and Lao Kai took her to the local First People's Hospital. The doctor's diagnosis was still acclimatization issues, and he advised her to rest more. But Hefeng noticed that Yomi's eyes were vacant and her expression indifferent, giving him an inexplicable sense of unfamiliarity and a vague fear. Following the doctor's advice, everyone didn't disturb Yomi and let her rest in her room. However, she hadn't eaten much since the afternoon before and hadn't eaten or drunk anything all day Friday. After returning home that evening, Hefeng bought some snacks and brought them to her room. Strangely, although it was already dark, the lights in Yumi's room were not. The event was nearing its end, and everyone was extremely busy. A message was sent to Yomi in the morning to inquire about her condition, but she didn't reply until the afternoon, saying that she had a fever again. After work, two other colleagues took Yomi to the hospital, again where the doctor's diagnosis remained the same: acclimatization issues. At this point, everyone felt something was wrong. The colleague who took her to the hospital reported that on the way back to the hotel, Yomi kept muttering to herself and would occasionally let out short bursts of laughter, a rather frightening sight. When spoken to, she often gave irrelevant answers, seemingly lost in her own world. The event officially ended. The original plan was to return the next day, but due to the strange events that had occurred and their car being involved in a collision on the way back to the hotel, Lao Kai decided to hire a car that night to go to Zhengzhou, stay near by Shenzhen Airport, and fly back the next day. After arranging transportation, Hefeng knocked on Yumi's door to tell her to pack her bags and get ready to leave. Yomi answered okay from inside. However, when the car arrived at the hotel, Yomi didn't appear and she didn't answer her phone. Hefeng and Lao Kai had no choice but to go upstairs and knock on the door again. Yumi's clear voice came from inside. "I didn't want to leave. You guys go ahead. I'll go to the airport by myself tomorrow." No matter how they tried to persuade her, she refused to open the door or leave. The four had no choice but to leave first. Hefeng and the other three slept until noon. They had booked at a flight to Changzhou for around 3 p.m. Hefeng tried calling Yomi several times, but there was no answer. Lao Kai then called the front desk of the hotel. They had left, asking the staff to check on Yomi. While later the hotel called back, saying that the cleaning lady had checked the room and asked if Yomi was all right, the guest. Inside, Yomi responded that she was fine, her voice sounding loud, but she just would end to open the door, since they confirmed she was all right, and they were all adults. Although they found it strange, they didn't press the issue further. In the afternoon, the four flew to Nanjing as planned, then took the high-speed train back to Chengdu, arriving home after p.m. Tuesday. At 9 a.m., Feng was awakened Ed by a phone call. It was his boss. His boss told that Yomi was dead in her hotel room, because the room had expired and the payment hadn't to be renewed. The housekeeper discovered her when they opened the door to clean. Feng shuddered, feeling as if he had fallen into an ice cave. Lao Kai comforted him, telling him to calm down and meet at the boss's house to discuss the matter. Subsequently, Feng and 3 other colleagues rushed to Wuxi County to cooperate with the police investigation. At the local police station, they learned a chilling detail. Yomi had sent a voice message to the boss around 1 a.m. on March 25th because the boss's child was only 3 years old. She didn't listen to the recording aloud that night for fear of waking the child, and the voice-to-text conversion failed. The next day, busy with work, she completely forgot about it. It wasn't until she was at the police station that the recording was played for the first time. Upon hearing the content, the boss screamed in fright and threw the phone away. The story ends here, but 2 questions remain. First, Yumi's personality underwent a significant change. Before checking into the hotel, she was terrified by rumors of empty rooms. The subsequent series of paranormal events made 4 male colleagues want to go home, but Yomi insisted on staying at the hotel, refusing to leave no matter who tried to persuade her. Second, there are contradictions between Feng's account and the forensic autopsy report. The judgment shows that Yomi was terminally ill and worked diligently in her last few days. However, her colleagues took her to the hospital. No serious illness was detected. The credibility of this incident is questionable. As for what Yomi said in the recording sent to the boss, it has always puzzled us. There are rumors said that it was a miserable scream. Would a Feng say anything